Ahmed, you all ready for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Up. Yes, we are. Greetings, people. It is time for the drop. And you know what that means. Lots and lots and lots of vinyl, music talk in general, or all sorts of groovy stuff. I'm Ruben Dominguez. That's Quinn Bishop. New segment. You want to introduce it?
New segment. I'm very excited about this. It's our first concert review.
Yep, it sure is.
How about that?
Yep,
And it happened last night.
it did.
White Oak Music Hall on the lawn. We both found ourselves at the My Morning Jacket show, which was spectacular.
It was spectacular. And I had not seen them since Austin City Limits. We kind of divvied up the show. I was there for the first half of the show.
Yeah.
We kind of, you and your lovely wife joined about, 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
And then I hung out for a little while and had an early call, so I had to duck out. So you took the baton,
We closed.
stayed there for the review. So first half of the set. So front-loaded a lot of the new material, which I thought was pretty well received, but definitely you kind of got the feeling that the crowd was really kind of waiting for, more of the hits. So what was that back half of the show like for you?
Well, and the first, I kind of like it when bands kind of not get it out of the way, but, it's backloaded with hits. But you got to say that these last three records that they haven't been able to tour on are pretty somber affairs. So that
absolutely,
kind of adds to it as well.
Absolutely.
They kind of hit a stride midway, which was while you were still there. They really stepped on the gas, and it got super jammy and just what you want to hear them do. A lot of twin guitar stuff, had sax on one
song. Yeah, that's right.
Super, just groovy. And then they really just, the last 45 minutes of the show is pretty much
it was
cranked out the best album cuts and hits.
Two solid hours, and you know what you're going to get with those guys. I mean, they've been doing this for a while. They've got it down, and they're super tight live. Jim had the great moment with the crowd that you were talking about.
Yeah, I don't think and I think we're going to see a lot more of these moments when we're all out seeing music, but the vibe was so positive anyway. I felt like their band just projects positivity. And, addressing the crowd and just saying how grateful that they were to be playing for that audience. And it was from the heart, and it was convincing.
What's happening? How are you?
Help from the studio audience.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes. So if they are coming to your city, My Morning Jacket, MMJ, don't miss them.
And White Oak on the Lawn, terrific experience.
Oh, man,
really
last
lovely
night.
Evening.
Yes.
And skyline in the background, I love it.
Did smell like a Jamaican forest fire, though.
I think that's an accurate assessment of the air quality. White Oak Music Hall.
Oh, no, what just happened? Oh, my God, what just happened? Why did it do that? 1119. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, 9. Stay with us if you can hear us.
Heard of our live stream. This is our dead stream.
Yeah, I don't know. We were getting this weirdness yesterday.
Here we are.
This is a brand new phone. I apologize. Like, God, this is terrible.
And we're back.
This is horrible.
All right, so let's talk about records.
Let's get to it.
Let's get it going. We got a whole bunch of great stuff, and we're catching up a little bit from last week.
Yeah.
Because Record Store Day, so we've got some cool stuff teed up.
Yes.
Let's kick it off with, chart superstar, brilliant musician. Bonnie Raitt returns with her first album that she's made in her 70s.
72 years old.
It's wild. Showcases her. I mean, she just has a distinctive voice as far as her slide guitar, her voice. It's evident on that single, that Mind Made Up. Terrific record, bluesy, groovy, soulful. She's awesome, and if you
There
love
is not
her,
a bad record in her catalog.
Nope. And it took
super consistent and just absolutely, you know what you're getting.
and go see her live. You know, she's had the same band for like 25 years. She's got a fantastic band.
Shout out!
But if you love her, this record is on the mark. You're going to dig it.
Right.
And you know, we're going to talk about some of her contemporaries or colleagues. New record, "Get on Board" by Taj Mahal and Ryan Cooder.
God, I love. That's amazing.
And these guys, it kind of blew me away. So Rye is 75, Taj is 80.
Jeez.
So this is their first recording together in 56 years. For those that you might not know, they moved to LA in a band called the Rising Suns.
I did not know that.
This blues group, and they're lifelong friends. And this is a tribute to two of their heroes, Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee, in an album in particular that they did that both changed them. Very, very cool record. If you want to know what your heroes, what their touchstones are,
I was just about to say that.
This is it.
I was just about to say that. God, that's amazing. Have you heard it?
Yeah, it's awesome.
God. No, of course.
Good playing, good singing.
On None Such, great label.
Okay.
Let's go.
And
Joaquin Cooder on drums, who I think the first studio recordings that Joaquin did was actually on Buena Vista. I
think you're right about that.
And he was like 18, 17?
Yeah. We did a live stream with him during the pandemic for his record. It was super cool.
Yeah, well, that's some pretty good DNA.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, what was he going to do?
Right.
Count beans somewhere? Forget about it. Next up, awesome artist, the future of New Orleans, R&B jazz.
Yes, sir.
Trombone Shorty.
Respect.
This cover is fantastic.
Is that him? Is that him as a little baby? No.
I wouldn't think so because the clothing.
Oh, it looks like it's old. Old. I thought it was like just kind of in black and white, kind of like a
little boy dressed to the nines.
Because I'm 57 years old and my pictures are in black and white from this. So no disrespect to Trombone and the family. Hey man, come on, Gary Clark's on here.
Gary Clark's on it.
Lauren Daigle.
If you're not familiar with this guy, you might know him from Treme, the show. That's where he was from. That's where he grew up, and really one of the most important New Orleans jazz artists making records these days. This is his first album in 5 years, second for Blue Note. Go see him live. We were just talking. He's on our list.
Yeah, I know people that have seen this show live and don't miss him when he comes to town. He's that good.
And we're ready to take it in a different direction.
Let's go.
We talk some hip hop here. This brand new Vince Staples record, and this is the follow up that stands with his piece that came out during the pandemic. This is Ramona Park Broke My Heart. This is a record being lauded for its introspective tone. You know,
he's on the festival scene. He's touring this summer. I've seen his name on a lot of the rosters. Anyway.
Yeah, great. So this is, I guess, companion piece with the record that came out during the pandemic.
Okay.
Which was self-titled. So,
The first time I heard the name Vince Staples, I thought he was a country artist. I had no idea.
Like that.
I had no idea. Somebody was like talking about the new Vince Staples, and I was like, it's got to be a country artist. Anyway, here we go.
And next up, Dalek, who people that are familiar with them, they're experimental hip hop, really kind of industrial.
Don't know anything about them.
Their big album is Absence. It's kind of grind heavy and they're very kind of in their own corner of hip hop. Very influential band. Cool group. This is their first album in 5 years as well. 5 years seems to be the ticket in the timeline for a lot of these records here.
Yeah. That's super interesting. Yeah, I don't know anything about these
They've
guys.
got a bunch of very loyal fans that are.
Yeah, man. I want to check this out.
Yeah, and on what's the label? Help me out. An Epicrack, which is associated with the Melvins. And,
really?
And Mike Patton and those guys. So it's
sure.
if you're
Okay,
fans
there
of
you
those
go.
artists,
There you go. All right.
it's
Say no more.
From that cloth.
Say no more.
Next up, Fontaines D.C. We've talked about them several times.
Crazy buzz on these guys right now.
This is going to.
Everyone is talking about this album,
and it's going to be their first UK #1 record. So big. forward momentum for these guys.
On their way to the States if they're not here already.
Yeah, Irish post-punk band. You got to hear him. Great singer. Intense. Great music. Could be your next favorite band. Check them out.
Skinty Fia. Are we pronouncing it correctly?
Man, I do
Skinty.
not know.
Skinty. Yeah.
That close counts.
I wish I knew. Yeah. I've seen. I went back and I checked out a couple of. They do have a couple of official videos out for songs and stuff. Interesting band, visually and sonically.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah. Young kids too.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're very young.
I like that. I love the cover of this
That's
record.
a cool. That's
It's super weird. You know what? This cover sounds like the band, I think.
okay.
It's very industrial. This is Rammstein, or Rammstein. I call it Rammstein.
Yeah.
German industrial metal. They are kind of in a class by themselves.
Yeah, they are.
I think this has been 8 years since they've had a new record. I think they're notorious for not really, the band members not really liking each other, but they make records anyway. Their shows are the stuff of legend.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's supposed to be a super production. I remember seeing the video. I think it was Lollapalooza. They headlined one of the Lollapalooza either the year or the last Lollapalooza before COVID, whatever that was, whatever that summer 2019, summer of 2019. And the singer came out on that crane, kind of elevate him. He had the wings, and then it was just these fire cannons behind him. There was 2 on each side. It was 30-foot streams of fire. It's I don't know how they got the permit for that, but whatever.
Concert promoters love that.
Is this a double album?
It is a double.
It's got some weight to it.
It's heavy weight, and it's embossed with gold.
It's a nice. Yeah.
It's
super.
For sure.
Yeah, they're super. These guys are. I'd love to see that show.
All right, take it down a notch.
Please
here.
do, because that's getting
get a little chill. Do you know this band, the Serotones?
No.
Terrific 4-piece kind of garagey guitar.
I have heard about it. Brother and sister. Isn't it a brother and sister?
I don't know.
No. Okay.
I don't know. Singer is just fantastic. They're from Shreveport, and if you very soulful, kind of. Everybody makes this comparison. I see it, but they're very different. Alabama Shakes.
Okay.
It's way more garagey and less boogie. But if you want to know about this band,
I love this picture.
You hear us say this sometimes on the drop. Watch their Tiny Desk concert. It is magic.
Absolutely.
They're a terrific band. On the U.S. label, up and coming band. If they're coming to a town near you, you want to see them.
Man, that's super cool. Nope, I'm thinking of somebody else. They're not brother and sister.
Okay, false alarm.
Okay, sorry.
Back to the regularly scheduled program. Next we have Melody's Echo Chamber. And this is an artist with each record has sold more and more than the previous record. She's really, she's on the Domino label, which also has Wet Leg. And they're great at breaking new artists and keeping the continuity with the stuff that came before. French singer, and I don't want to get her name wrong. It is Melody Prochet. People might know her because she opened the first big Tame Impala tour in the States. That's where people saw her.
Yeah, for all the rabid psych rockers out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is probably, they're probably I need this right now. All right, so here's the deal. So, Brilliant Red Vinyl Edition includes animated Finastoscope disc and download. What is that?
I don't know what that is. I don't know.
I just sell the material.
I didn't even read the sticker. But I can tell you that it's a very French 60s inspired pop thing, and it's really connecting with people. Check her out. Very, very cool.
There you go, man.
New artist.
Boom. Lyrically, does she sing in English? Because all the titles are in English.
Everything I've heard is in English.
So. Okay, all right. There we go.
But I'm sure there's some French in there a little bit.
Which I do not speak.
Another emerging artist, which I think is bound to be, end up being somebody that everybody knows, Toro y Moi.
Yeah, of course.
Toro y Moi, his new record called Mahal. And,
one-man operation, right?
One-man operation. This is his 7th record. His repertoire is very experimental. He records under several different pseudonyms, but it's psych, it's electronic. It's on the Dead Oceans label, so you know that it's got their imprint of really kind of modern. That's the label of Mitski
Who's getting
and
tons of play right now.
Khruangbin. So they are great at finding artists that are really kind of have mass appeal despite their really unusual uniqueness, right?
Yeah.
There you go. And can't wait to spend some time with this record. Its previous records have been favorites of mine, and check them out. And every record sounds different. That's the kind of thing you can't. I can't tell you to just listen to this and it's going to be a sampling of what he does.
Which is not the fastest way to grow a fan base.
Not the fastest way. Show the photo of him on his hoopty there by the. That's customized,
like
right?
yeah, those are like those. I don't know what they call them in Thailand. The buses in Thailand. That's what they're.
That needs to be at Ruben's Rides.
Maybe
we can get a lift on that thing.
You give me a contact number.
All right, we're heading for the country here, Ruben.
Thank you, sir.
There's Joshua Headley.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Joshua?
Yes,
Headley?
I do know Joshua Headley.
He got started on Jack White's third band label and just made one record for them. I think that they expected it was going to be kind of like a Margot Price thing. It was going to kind of go through the stratosphere, and for whatever reason, it didn't. But he's terrific.
I love that you get the 8x10. You get the press photo.
We got some autographed press photos.
That's cool.
Packaged with the records. I like this photo on the front.
That's a great. It's a combination bar and boot store, and apparently you can smoke. So that's checking a lot of. See that? That's checking a lot of boxes for people. All right. So Record Store Day, this past weekend, this past Saturday, I was sicker than a dog. I was so bummed that I missed it. Who won the Taylor Swift the raffle?
We had multiple copies to give away.
You had 5, right? Did you have 5?
We started with 3, and then we had some more show up that got beyond our allocations. That was great. We gave them all away, and we helped raise almost $3,000 for the Way Home adoption.
Shout out, brother!
Which helps kids that are aging out of the foster
Way
system.
to
Their last chance to find a
go.
family.
Way to go! Are they national or Houston based?
They're Houston based.
Are they really?
They are working to help children need.
We need to talk about that after the show because I have an idea.
And
that's so fantastic.
Yeah, so everybody that might be disappointed to not get one had an opportunity to do a good deed and have an opportunity to win one. But everybody was over the moon. Everybody that won was thrilled. If
you're like me and are constantly complaining about I can't listen to any new country artist because it just does not connect with me. Again, I'm not their audience. I'm not their target audience. This guy's worth a listen.
He's real deal.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
This is the good stuff.
All
I don't know
right.
what this particular album sounds like.
Enthusiastic recommendation.
But people, a lot of people that I trust their opinion love him. So
yeah, he's cool, and you're going to be hearing more from that guy. And sophomore album, no sophomore slump.
No sir.
So we had our first in-store on Record Store Day. Tony
Castillo.
Yeah. For his album Old Rodriguez. And it was terrific. It was great. It was great to have people swaying,
live music, man.
In the
live
aisles
music
at the
in the
store.
building.
We're going to do that again on Friday because our good friend Freddie Steady has a brand new CD out called Dandy. If you're not familiar with Freddie played with Jerry Jeff Walker for many years. He's played on Carole King's record. He's a drummer of great import, and he makes terrific records as well. So we're thrilled to have him back on the
him and his
stage.
band.
Him and his band.
Okay.
They're actually playing in LaPorte, which is where he's from, on Saturday. So the only place you can see him here is Houston on Friday at 5:30.
Gosh,
so you
man.
can meet Freddie and have him sign a record for you and see some live music at the record store.
Yeah, a couple of tracks here. I love the names of his songs. Bohemian Dandy. Let's see here. Muchacho Borracho.
Oh, that's a good one. That's my favorite one.
Okay. There's a track called Chopped Beef, which has my interest.
And you know what it's about.
Yes, sir. All right. Fantastic. Shout out.
All right. Another Texas
my
guy.
man.
You like Dale?
Hell yes.
All right. Dale
Come
Watson.
on.
Dale Watson, Jukebox Fury's brand new record. It's been a little while for Dale. You got to think Dale really didn't know what to do with himself because this guy goes through band
road dog.
Absolute
road dog.
Like you go through
Sure.
socks, man. This guy plays, 369 days a year or something like that. He's always on the road. So he has a brand new record.
Yeah.
And Steve Cropper.
Yeah, when you call Steve Cropper and he's, yeah, man, I'm on your record, no problem. That's some
cool.
juice.
Yeah, he's the real deal Texas honky tonk guy. This one's on gold vinyl. Great to have a new record from Dale. Hopefully we'll get
God
him
bless
in
Dale's
the
getting up there and getting up there in years too.
Yeah, I remember when he was the young guy. Remember when we were the young
Yeah,
guys?
right. Yeah,
That
that's
happens.
yeah.
You hang out long enough.
Right.
That's what you get.
You'd be like, remember that?
And next up, keeping it in the rootsy vibe, there's a brand new Old Crow medicine show
Wow.
called Paint
Oh
the
yeah, I
Sand.
heard about this. Yeah, so I haven't heard it yet, but yeah.
And this is on Indie Store exclusive clear vinyl.
Good band.
Great band.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
really kind of took. They're an important band because they really took, early American music and bluegrass infused music and really kind of drug it into the mainstream.
Yeah.
You can really point to them as an
And a
important
lot
band
of
in that
people
movement.
jumped on that
yeah.
on that train.
Yeah, and there's a lot of acts that did it, but they're one of the forefront. Great to have a new record by them.
Yeah.
And
Obviously, a COVID recording. You can see everybody with the masks on in the studio.
that was.
We're not going to let a little COVID-19 show to slow us down. Exclusive Indie Store colored vinyl, y'all.
There you are. And we're going to close our country segment with Willie Nelson. A picture of him walking down the streets of Luck, Texas. If you're not familiar with that, he just played a couple of shows there in Luck, Texas.
Yeah.
14 tracks here, brand new record. Willie's in this group where he's releasing a new album every 6 months or so.
Who's on this album?
Why
Quinn?
it is Chris Stapleton. People love Chris Stapleton.
Sure they do. Yeah.
And Rodney Crowell, one of my personal favorites artists. I'll tell you what's great. It's on here. He covers Leonard Cohen's Tower of Song, which is like one of the great songs of the modern era. And another winner from Willie. Always in great voice, great form.
That's fantastic.
This is our lone entry in our Finally on Vinyl segment. Everybody remember the CD came out, which actually we got more of the autograph CDs, so we still have some of those if anybody wants an autograph CD.
Yeah.
But here is the latest album from the weekend,
Dawn
FM. I love this cover, and it makes a great sleep face. You want to do that for us?
This is how I felt this morning, actually.
4 a.m.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and also, shout out to him. Everybody's talking about this album, and he is now $8.5 million richer post his Coachella set.
Oh yeah. That's real money. Last time I checked.
Because they tried to short him,
You know what I didn't?
Because that was the money for Kanye. Kanye's deal was $8 million plus a $500,000 production fee. So I don't know what they offered the Weeknd, but it made the news that he was like, Weeknd hesitates, agreeing to Coachella unless they agree to pay him the same money they paid.
Well, I mean, as far as very different artists, but as far as let's say
Popularity,
sphere of influence, and popularity,
record sales, right there.
Yeah, should not get the short end of that stick for sure, especially with Coachella guys. I've seen those merch lines. They got some loot.
Yeah, they do.
We're gonna move on to some reissues. This is a cool band. For those that you don't know, Rilo Kiley. This is their Takeoffs and Landings, really one of their big records, and this is where Jenny Lewis came from.
I was just about to say, yeah.
Jenny Lewis. This is her
fronted
band.
this band,
and her voice is terrific. Really, I'm definitely a lot more indie rock than her recordings, but it's cool. I don't know why there's a picture of a possum on the front, but I do like that. It's not possum colored vinyl or anything like that.
No, I don't know what it is, but that's interesting.
It's possums.
Yeah, man. Who was the other half, the guitarist songwriter on this? Because he's done some other stuff too. I
can't remember.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Too much happening.
We're disappointing
So
the drop bands there.
So sorry.
Okay. Do you see this record on the list?
No.
Do you know this record?
Yes, I do know this record.
This is the record that started.
It started it all. It's incredibly important.
This is the 40th anniversary.
Yes. This was a cassette. Right? It was a cassette, and it was like, I think it was like mail order only.
It was mail order only, correct.
Ruby Red, 40th anniversary vinyl. So, the bands on here basically influenced everybody that we know today. I mean, from Metallica to, the whole thrash scene, everything.
And even just the straight out LA hard rock. You got Rat on there.
Yeah. Metallica, Hit the Lights.
Yeah, so, and this is as the scene is coming together, it's as it's gaining momentum, and then you have this release that's kind of points the way forward for a lot of bands across the country that are trying to do this. This was, I just remember being, teenager, and people had this skaters, skate rockers. This is where it went from being kind of punk rock to teetering into metal.
Yeah.
Really, really, really important record from the Metal Blade label. One of the most important labels ever in metal.
Didn't the guy just
passed recently?
Not Zaza. What was the guy's name? Yeah, one of the.
I think he's the executive producer on this record. If I'm not, Brian Slagle.
Maybe I can't remember. Somebody passed. It was huge in the metal.
I'm pretty sure.
That's cool. Yeah, but obviously, people. Can you imagine you're like in kind of like a heavy rock band, and then somebody plays like, oh, Metallica, Hit the Lights. What does this sound like?
We gotta up our game.
Just make you hide under the bed.
Yeah. God. Okay, this is another one of these anniversary records that
I love
just I can't believe this much time has passed.
Oh
this
my
is
God.
This
was everywhere. You could not get away.
20th anniversary.
You could not.
Nora Jones, Come Away With Me.
Yeah. That song was. Forget it.
Couldn't get away from it. Launched her monster career. She's terrific. Produced by Eric Mardin, one of the great record guys of the 70s, and produced tons of great stuff, including the Bee Gees.
She was like one of the first artists that started doing the COVID recordings at home. That was just her and the piano.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
which is what people want to hear from her
on YouTube. Yeah, it was just like her like a t-shirt and shorts, and she'd sit down and just play some. Look it up.
She is super cool.
There were a couple of things that started happening early on in COVID that made you happy.
Yeah.
As much crap, as horrible stuff that was happening, and that was one of them.
And the CD of this is packed with 2 other CDs that, in addition to the original album, that have live music, demos, things like that. On a Cactus note, with this is, we always talk about all the great in-stores we've hosted at Cactus Music, and we have hosted many. This is one of our greatest misses. We had an in-store scheduled with her, and we had to cancel it because it was the first time the record was just out. She was offered to play on Letterman, which was kind of her breakthrough moment.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, she canceled on you.
Yeah.
No, you didn't cancel her.
No,
obviously.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
But
man, would that have been something?
You know what's? But I got to say this for her and her management. They were great. Like knowing that had happened, and there's no way to back up into an in-store once you bust wide open like that. She did like a private thing, played at Sambuca, and me and our staff got to go.
Oh, fair, man! Come on,
hang out. And
come on.
Meet her. It was great.
Jeez.
She's a very, very cool person from Denton, Texas. We're going to close. Okay, Record Store Day is over. But as always, there are Record Store Day essential releases that come out all year long that are at Record Store Day quality. And we got 2 fine examples from the Motown catalog right here. Jackson 5, I Want You Back.
Was that last week we had Jackson 5? We had Jackson 5 last week.
We had a Jackson 5 last week, and that was their second record. And this is the debut album by them. Launched huge careers, and really for Motown, pointed the way forward for that label.
Most talented Jackson?
Oh, I don't know. I think you got to say Michael. That's what everybody.
I think Michael was the most famous Jackson.
He was the most famous, but those guys all.
Was always a Tito guy.
Are you Tito? I love Tito.
So was a Tito guy.
And if you see like any of the live stuff with them, they were a great band. Great, just had it down, no doubt. They were a lot of talent in that family, obviously.
I've said it on the drop before. I remember taking my $2 or $1.50 or whatever it was to the music section at Alexander's department store in New York and buying Dancing Machine on 45.
Yeah. That was like a cool moment, that mid-70s moment where R&B becomes disco, where it's all kind of starting to go that way. The dawn of disco. Okay,
disco, baby.
Our last Record Store Day selection is an important one. Edwin Starr's War and Peace, featuring his signature song, War.
Yeah.
What was it good for? Apparently,
nothing.
we know this.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. A reminder every day.
Absolutely.
But really kind of a singles artist, but hard to find the original LPs. This is, I've never heard his version of Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. I kind of want to hear that.
I definitely want to hear that. Let's see here. One of the most popular protest albums ever recorded, inspired cover versions of its songs by such artists as Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Bruce Springsteen, The Jam, and Beastie Boys. Only 1,500 copies.
There you go. Grab one.
Colored
Get them
vinyl.
while you can. Get them while you can. And that's
it. The box is empty, people. We threw the kitchen sink at you guys. We even had a drop of the drop right in the middle of the show. We survived that. So, what's coming up? What's the future look like? It's got to be kind of a weird time after Record Store Day.
It is, and if you're an artist, there is kind of a blackout period. There are records that are scheduled that are coming out, but I will tell you that if you're an artist releasing a record, it's not the best idea to schedule it either right before or right after Record Store Day, because music fans, they've shaken every nickel out of that penny bank.
Yeah.
Out of that
people
penny
broke, y'all.
People broke, y'all. So, but there's always great stuff coming out, and you will be hearing it on the drop.
I love it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. We will see you next Thursday, 12:30. Same bat time, same bat channel for all of the old TV viewers out there. We'll see you. Peace. Keep staring.